Thanks for tuning into our podcast, Getting Down to Business. I'm Jill Brown, Academic and Career Advisor with the Mooma College of Business.
And I'm Ashley Curtis, Career Counselor and Internship Coordinator. So excited to bring you another episode talking about internships, networking, and leadership opportunities.
And we want to thank our Innovative Ed Suite for allowing us to do this podcast. Thank you, Destiny and David. So shout out. We are going to get down to business today with two guests here from the American Marketing Association, and I'll let them introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Vinny. I'm a recent graduate. I graduated last fall, and I'm marketing. I did marketing with a digital concentration.
Yeah, and I'm Teju. I'm the current co-president of AMA USF, which is the American Marketing Association and the USF chapter.
Awesome. And would you guys mind telling us a little bit like how you became involved with the association?
Sure. Yeah. So there was a tabling event outside my freshman year, and there was a really nice girl named Sonia, and she told me about shout out to Sonia. She told me about AMA, and she was very excited about it, and so I thought about it for a while, and I eventually joined, and I started on a leadership track after that, and I grew all the way to co-president. So
ooh, fantastic.
Yeah, my journey is pretty similar. I knew once I joined college, I definitely wanted to join an organization that was related to my major. My major is business advertising.
Okay.
So I found a lot of potential in AMA. So I joined as a member. The next semester, I was a director of membership, which Vinny also was. And then, slowly grew into co-president.
Awesome.
The director of membership pipeline is very strong. I think it's like the third time that's happened. Director of membership to president.
So tabling works, but you do have to walk up there and take the first step.
Exactly.
So glad you two did.
Yeah.
We always like to get to know our guests just casually first before we dive into things. So Jill and I are going to play a quick game with you. We're going to do a rapid fire game. I'm going to kick us off. So do you prefer, Teju, I'll start with you, video games or board games?
Video games.
Video games.
Video games?
Oh, board game takers. Darn it. Okay. My question, the beach or maybe a museum?
Museum.
A museum.
Oh.
Maybe like a museum next to the beach, like a Dolly Museum.
All right.
And pizza or sushi?
Pizza.
Ooh, sushi.
Ooh. For a minute, I was like, do all co-presidents think the same? Love it.
All right. Thanks, guys. We want to talk about the American Marketing Association. And many students, they're unsure about a time commitment and what it is all about. So if you don't mind sharing with our listeners.
Cool. Yeah, I'll start off. I think it's pretty easy to get involved in our organization. We like to say that what you put into the org is what you get out of it. So we have multiple committees. That's how we're structured. So people can just attend our general body meetings. They're every Tuesday, 4:45 on the Tampa campus.
All right.
So they can just join those meetings or even join one committee, multiple committees, and then that'll work their way up to a leadership role.
Now, you did mention Tampa campus. So do you do any virtual?
We do.
Oh, okay. So
we
if a student from Sarasota or St. Pete, maybe?
They can join through Microsoft Teams is what we live stream on.
Just like Teju said, it does function like a business. We have different departments, just like with marketing department, like you would find in a business. We also have a finance as well. So whatever you're interested in and whatever your major is, it's like very accommodating to business students and to all degrees as well.
Awesome. Thank you. Vinny, I'll start with you this time to kick things off. So who can join AMA? How do you sign up? What does that process look like?
Yeah, so anyone can join AMA. You can be a graduate student, a undergraduate student, and any major can join as well. So it is a marketing association, but it's not just marketing students. Our current co-president Gustavo is actually a supply chain major. So you don't necessarily have to be in the marketing major to join. But to join, you can do it online. We have our amausf.org as well. We also go in person at the 4:45 meeting. And we have the director of memberships who can guide you through the process. It's relatively simple. You can pay online and you become a member, not only to the USF, but also to the national organization as well, which is a really great value for it.
Yeah,
the $39.
Nice.
That feeds into a follow-up question, and maybe Teju, you want to take this. How is AMA different as a professional association to your other student organizations on campus?
That's a good question. I think, bottom line, our mission is to enhance students' professional development.
Mhm.
And that's like with all of our different initiatives. But I think we've really cultivated a really safe environment that people can really thrive in. And it's a safe space for them to, if they have an idea, they can implement it. And it's just whatever they want to do and they're interested in, they can do that. Even like nationally, again, we're one of over 330 chapters in North America. And we recently just went to an international collegiate conference. So all these chapters can come together, collaborate. And we ended up placing 7th this year out of those 330, which is like incredible. Yeah.
What did you compete? What's the competition?
So every fall semester we have to submit a chapter plan. So that's our annual year plan.
Okay.
And the spring semester we kind of report on that just with the chapter report. So like marketing professionals judge all these chapters. I don't know what the rubric is, but based on what we've accomplished, how that's aligned to our goals.
Okay.
So yeah.
Oh, nice.
Mhm.
7th overall.
Yeah.
Okay. Our next question is about life skills. What do you think the AMA can bring to a student's professional portfolio?
Yeah, you can have varied things that you can gain from AMA. So it depends on what you put in. That's what we often hear, and it's often what we say. So if you're a general member, there's a lot of skills you can learn. We have speakers that come in every Tuesday, and they tell us about the marketing industry and updated things about the marketing industry.
Mhm.
If you go to a leadership track, you get to get hands-on skills like public speaking. Is another one, and also just leadership in general, how to lead a team, because as a director you'll be in charge of a team to implement one thing like marketing or finance or whatever it would be. And so you gain these really valuable skills. I gained public speaking skills because you have to speak every Tuesday in front of 70 people or like 60 people, and you kind of have to get used to it. There's nothing that you
But
can.
that's good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good. You
it's a
do
really,
have to speak at your job.
exactly. Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. So those are just a couple of the skills. There's so many skills like contacting business leaders
Mhm.
and communication and etiquette and stuff like that. Yeah.
Awesome.
I did want to add to that. Those Tuesday meetings, sometimes we also do workshops. So like I've held a Canva design workshop. So we just had a Salesforce workshop. So there's things like that where people can really get hands-on experience
Oh, wow.
just from those Tuesday meetings.
Yeah, with things
Um,
that are in the field being
exactly.
utilized.
Mhm. And yeah, even in my first semester, like I joined a couple committees and I gained a lot of graphic design and branding skills. And even just I was a first year student, having that on my resume, like
Mhm.
it gave me a one up against other people my age.
Nice.
Absolutely. I was going to say, a lot of companies use Salesforce, right? Or
Mhm.
we use Canva. And so if you're actually getting that experience, it's cool that you're getting that Salesforce experience. It's cool.
I wanted to circle back about membership and do students have to attend every meeting, or like what are the types of I guess responsibilities in
Yeah.
a sense to be considered? I mean, versus just joining and paying and putting it on your
Yeah.
resume. I do assume there's some expectations, right?
Yeah.
Well, okay, I'll
Yeah.
start. Okay, just to preface, our annual fees are $45, so that covers the full year. It breaks down to like less than $4 a month.
Cheaper than Starbucks, we know.
That's what we've been saying. And just to offset those costs, every semester at the beginning we hold a essay competition. So like people from our local community want to sponsor students, so
Mhm.
they'll pay their membership fee and even like a polo.
Oh,
And
wow.
so people compete in that essay competition. Sponsors are able to select who they want to sponsor.
Mhm.
So that way we just offset those costs and it's not a barrier for anyone. This past year, I think we've sponsored over 40 students.
Nice.
So we try to make it accessible
Yeah.
as possible. But on that note, every
Mhm.
student gets 3 meetings free before they pay those dues. And then like requirements, we don't necessarily have any requirements. Again, it's what you put into it. We don't
Understood.
require like
Okay.
any committees, like
Or service
exactly.
or okay.
But yeah, we try to offer as many possible
glad you
avenues.
Added about the fees and stuff.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't think any other student orgs mentioned that.
And you're right, and it comes back, right? Because you're putting on, like you said, workshops, right? And all of that. There's funds that you need.
Yes, it goes
do that.
directly to the students. Again, like
Yeah.
even this past International Collegiate Conference, we took 41 students, I'm pretty sure. And I think all of them were partially funded or fully funded by our chapter. And we don't get funding from the USF, student government. It's all like, we have a fundraising team. So
Mm.
they really put in the work to make sure, like, again, it's as accessible as possible.
Awesome. Cool. So, Vinny, back over to you. What types of events and industry engagement can students expect when they join AMA?
Yeah, there's a lot of events. You can do like social events to get to like bond with each other and just to get to know each other. And there's professional events like the workshop events that
Mhm.
they attend. And there's major events like ICC, which happens every year. It happened in New Orleans this year, like a couple of weeks ago. That's a major event where we all come together and we get awarded. And then there's casual events like tabling events to meet more members and to engage more people. Yeah, so there's a myriad of events that you
Yeah.
can attend, and they're all they all update your skills and they teach you something new each time. So
And honestly, I would break it down like by our committees.
Mm.
yeah,
Like our events team, one of the major events that they do is marketing week. So it's like a full week of
Wow.
every single day there's a marketing event that's for students. And so like we ended up placing first in that competition at ICC. We just got an award yesterday at the AMA Tampa Bay Marketer of the Year Awards. So like that's incredible. People can attend that. Last semester we had a regional conference. If you want to talk about that.
yeah. We had a regional conference. We invited all the chapters in the Tampa area and the Florida area,
Mhm.
and we had around 70 students. It was a pretty major event. We had a lot of speakers, a whole day of speakers. We had a business networking opportunity, internship opportunities, and job employment, all in that one day. And I think the ticket was like around like $20. It was very cheap, so you got like the entire day to learn. I think we had like the Tampa Bay Rays. We had a sports marketing thing. The theme was like what makes Tampa Bay so great, and we
Mm.
wanted to show the other chapters in the the Florida area like why Tampa is like
Ooh, that sounds
Yeah,
fun.
and
yeah.
we even like invited like someone from Wisconsin,
Yeah,
like people from
yeah,
Wisconsin's
yeah,
AMA chapter ended up coming as well.
yeah,
What other
And you're saying
events?
your chapter hosted,
yeah.
so
Mhm.
It
you
was
did
huge.
all the
We
planning, the prep,
yes,
the
Yeah,
fundraising,
yeah.
whatever you
Our
needed,
organization
all
is
the
completely student led.
right.
yeah.
Yeah, we do have a faculty advisor,
Okay.
Dr. Lauren Jarrett.
Dr.
Shout out to
Lauren
her.
Jarrett.
We love her. Oh my gosh, we keep winning.
Yeah.
But she won last year's Faculty of the Year award. This year, I don't know if St. Pete does this, but USF Tampa has a celebration of leadership, so she just won that too.
Oh,
So again, like it's very student led. She advises us. It's in her job position
Mm.
title.
mhm.
But yeah, I've gotten to do a lot of hands-on experience in management. But yeah, even like going back to the events question, we have a social impact committee, so we have social impact events. We can
Yeah,
talk about that.
yeah.
Yeah.
We have volunteering. We do a lot of different volunteering. So
Mhm.
one thing that we do is the Humane Society. So like walking dogs. We also did the Children's Cancer Center recently. So there's a lot of different social impact things. I led the social impact committee this last semester, and it's like dear to my heart. Helping out in the community. We did a food drive as well. That we
Mhm.
I think we got like 500 pounds of. Our goal was only like 50 pounds of food, but people were very enthusiastic about it, thankfully, and so it was like 500 pounds. But there's a lot of events in social impact and just any committee in general.
Mhm.
You can get
Yeah,
those sort of
AMA
events.
is very inclusive to like anything that people are interested in. Truly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you both had to say your favorite event that you've experienced.
Ooh, when the big event when we went to ICC, so there was like a change like for this one year where we went to Chicago instead of New Orleans, and I'd never been to Chicago before, and it was amazing. It was during the winter time, so it was like
Ooh,
it was
ooh.
a hectic environment, but it was so great, and it's a memorable something I always remember. So
Yeah. ICC for me too, just because it's like still in my head, the
Yeah.
excitement and the adrenaline from that
Yeah.
entire like weekend.
Mhm.
I love networking with other students as well from other chapters. It's so fascinating to see what they do
What
in
they're
their own
doing.
chapters. It's so cool. But yeah.
Great. I this question is about like how the marketing association prepares members for a future in the industry. What would you both say? Whoever wants
Do
to
you
start.
wanna, since you graduated?
Yeah, I just graduated. So AMA provided me a mentorship program. So
Nice.
what I had a mentor in AMA that helped me find another mentor in Raymond James, which is St. Pete. And so I've done this mentorship program. It's really helped. It's something that you can put on your resume, and it's really helped my professional career as well. I was recently applying for a job, and one of the questions was like, "Are you a member of AMA?" And I put a big fat yes. I am a member of AMA. It's something that they do ask. We know we talk about it at the meetings that like if you have an AMA membership, a lot of marketers know that, but sometimes to see that, yeah, it actually is on the application is like a really cool thing. But yeah, it has a lot of professional development and does help a lot for graduation, from like the general skills like public speaking and like when you have to do interviews and multiple interviews, to even finding a network to even apply for a job in the first place. I wouldn't have that application if it wasn't for the mentor that I had in AMA. So.
Nice. How about
Yeah.
yourself?
I second everything that you said, honestly. I think the biggest thing is the real world experience. I had an internship last summer, and I think being an AMA really helped boost my resume, and just like me as an individual against other candidates. Again, what you put in is what you get out of it.
I'm just
So-
curious about internships. Either
Yeah.
of you?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Well, yes. Last summer, I interned abroad in Barcelona. It was an incredible experience.
Yeah?
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
So there's that, but even like with AMA, we offer a ton of internships. Again, it's like our local community partners
Mhm.
who
Mhm.
want to see AMA students specifically thrive. And they want us to because they see how good our chapter is. So
I'm just dying to
yeah.
hear just a tiny bit more about this Barcelona internship, if you don't mind.
Oh my
No, I think
gosh.
students want to know, and
Okay.
if there's an opportunity to do something like that,
Yeah.
to do an internship abroad.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. Um, that program was through USF, and I'm
Mhm,
sure like
mhm.
students on any campus can take advantage of it.
Yep.
And it was for a month, so I went to Barcelona, and I entered. I think it was full time, and I ended up working for an art collective, which was a really cool experience. So I worked on like a launch event for a sub brand that they had. I did a lot of social media marketing. What else? I did a lot of tabling too, actually,
Okay.
because one of my bosses worked on a magazine.
Mm.
So I ended up tabling for that, and I was like, wow, it's just like I'm in AMA now.
Felt right at home,
Yeah,
right?
right there.
Awesome.
What
Oh,
were
thanks.
some differences that you noticed from an internship abroad versus an internship or just work in the
Yeah.
States?
Okay. Good question. Because like I have had like internships since I was 15. Like in high school I think I had 2 internships, and I think the culture is a lot different.
Mm.
Like in Barcelona, they really prioritize a work-life balance, which like I haven't experienced a lot here. Just being blunt.
This is the generation to begin that.
Yeah.
Okay, we're relying on you.
Mhm.
No pressure. Just kidding. Okay,
Good.
sorry.
But yeah, I think it's hard for me to differentiate the study abroad experience because like I was learning so much about the new culture, new people, how they
Mm.
like even just like on a marketing perspective, how they like look at marketing and how they react to it, which was so cool to learn about, and like I was right there. I was working on it right there, so it was really cool. Yeah.
Any internship experience you would like to share?
Yeah, mostly it's even in AMA, it's almost like an internship.
Yeah.
So
That makes
basically,
sense.
when you're the president, you're dealing with a lot of leadership things and
Yes.
meetings, and it's almost really like hands-on experience as well. I didn't do an internship, so not from AMA, but I did some other things as well,
Okay.
like mentorship opportunities, and it really helped me. Having AMA on your resume again, it's like a really powerful thing.
And
Yeah.
you really did mention one of the most important pieces was that leadership role, taking the initiative to get on the executive board,
Yeah.
and then that experience itself is an internship.
Yeah,
It is.
basically,
It
yeah,
is.
yeah.
All right.
Well, thank you both so
Yeah.
much for being here today. Before we head out, we have 2 final questions for you all. So, first one, if you were to go back and, think of your first year college self, what advice would you give yourselves? Teju?
Oh, that's such a good question. Oh, I have to think. Do you have anything off the top of your head?
Yeah, start AMA earlier.
Okay, that's yeah.
That would be
Yeah,
my thing, yeah.
I did join my second semester, and honestly, if I joined my first, like I would have had a great time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I joined sophomore year, so
Okay.
yeah, I see it. But one more year extra wouldn't be
So
so
we
bad.
will blaze that across the podcast. What are you waiting for? Join
Yeah,
now.
exactly,
Don't
yeah,
wait.
yeah.
Yeah, I think like it's just important in your first year as well to just scope out the environment. Also, the transition from high school to college is really rough. So like honestly, like self-care is very important too. Prioritize yourself in any situation. But yeah, I think relating that to AMA like is truly a community
Mhm.
where you can bond really well with like general body members, even exec members, and it's very much a rock, I think, is what I've been saying recently, honestly.
Yeah.
A very constant like source of support.
Oh, that's
So,
that
yeah.
is so important to think about when students are transitioning from either high school or another college and finding their home
Exactly.
with
Yeah.
AMA.
Well, and I think even like post graduation, right? I mean, the foundation
true.
is community, right? And finding community, and because that will get you through all sorts of times.
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
All right, last question.
All right.
How do students connect with you? What's the best way?
Ooh.
Ooh.
You
We're,
go.
we're, we're on like all social media channels, so you can find us on Instagram, LinkedIn.
Okay.
I think we even have like a Snapchat, but we
Yes.
have like a
You're right.
YouTube. Basically, just
Okay.
type in USF
Yeah.
AMA or at AMA USF. It's either which one,
Yes.
either
I
which
know
way.
Perfect.
Instagram is USF
AMA.
AMA.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We'll be there.
Yes, we'll be there.
Also, the website.
Yes. If you have any questions,
AMA.org.
DM that account on Instagram.
Fantastic. All
Yeah.
right.
Awesome. Well, speaking of social media, thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. You can follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and find us at USF Muma. We'll see you soon.